So another trade recap of the trades of today. Um, Slightly bigger time frame. We were moving up, and I must say with the tariff news of yesterday, did not really have a clear bias. I mean, the overall high time frame bias is bullish. We're still above all-time high. Same applies for ES. But for today's trade, I did not have a clear idea. Asia was actually showing quite strong momentum, and then London came with a rather weak move. It created London high still in this 4-hour fair value gap, not taking any levels on the upside. So I was watching, and price was developing. Let's just see and close up a bit. And what I want to see is ideally a 4-hour level, or let's say a previous day low or an overnight high or low. But when price was developing like this, it's around 5:30, so that's close to noonish in Europe, and that means that PA is normally quite slow. So I thought, okay, maybe if we tap London and it looks good, then I'm interested in taking a long setup. So as you can see, price was moving down, then it flipped. I'll go to the 1 minute because then you have a better look on the PA. Okay, so what happened here is there was a 2 minute, let's go to the 2 minutes because that's in the end where I place my trade. There's a 2 minute gap. It actually also coincided with the 1 minute because it's not really singular, but that's okay. So there was a good reaction, and I think, let's just see what ES was doing. I think ES was also hitting that level. So yeah, so this was actually London low. It tapped it in the same move, so there is no SMT whatsoever. So higher time frame wise, I ideally see three things. I see a sweep of a key level, whether it is a session high or previous day high, whatever. I want to see that it takes place in a fair value gap, higher time frame fair value gap. 50 minutes is okay, 1 hour is better, or 4 hour and higher is even better. And ideally I want to see an SMT. This one only had, let's say, the session low up to that moment. The session was not even ended, so definitely not the best of sweeps in terms of context. So I thought, okay, what do I want to see? So there is this 2 minute fair value gap forming, which to me then looks quite good. Normally I trace it back to here to see, hey, do we have like support forming where price is being pushed down? Yes, we had it. But then I saw price finding resistance. Same applied for ES. And then it swept that earlier wick as well. So now a couple of things happen. We have a new gap created. Is it really that slow? I think it's that slow. So now we have this new gap, and this for me is quite tricky. You can trade it because in the end I think it provides proper RR if you get a proper close. So then you either put it below or maybe here, and then I think you can target these highs. So that's actually a 1.8 R, which is not too bad, and you can expect that if this level holds, it will move quite quickly to this level. So you could do this trade. Actually, I did not see this because I was only focused on this level, but this could be like a quick in and out, a scalp. What was price doing? Price was developing, and it had this almost closed above that level. It dropped, so I was thinking, I'm not sure. Let's see how this develops. And then we had a really good candle. So this more or less invalidates this setup, but as you can see, and you can see it afterwards, there was a bullish SMT formed, which was this level. Let's just mark it, and then you more or less get a balanced price range. It's not the cleanest of the cleanest. Okay, so what do I need to see? We get a sweep of this wick. There is some consolidation, because I want to see similar positive price action, maybe even ES front running. They were actually moving quite in tandem, so that's okay. But what I definitely want to see, if there are bullish gaps formed, I want to see them hold. If they do not hold, let's say if I get a close below this 2 minute gap and then it moves up, I'm not so sure if I want to take this, especially seeing the higher time frame context, which is not A plus for me, but it just tapped it, or created actually. And I was thinking, okay, now preferably, if we're going to move through this level, I want to see a good move. So we did what? We tapped this level, and now I want to see this level hold, which it did, barely, I must say. It tapped it again. It wicked this. So this is actually, and now we got this push up. So this was actually for me the goal to say, okay, hey, now with this move, price wants to indicate also that it aligns with ES. So now I want to go long. And because the higher time frame context was not the best, I did not go full size. I went 2/3 for the funded account. And then I said, okay, so what are my levels? This is my first level. And then I have many, many levels here, because it's about getting the setup. So the price action here is relevant, but it's also the question, do we have liquidity that can be run? And what you can see is that they have the, what is it, low resistance liquidity run. You have this run here. So, and this is what I like, especially with these relative equal highs. So I thought this is a good target. I go for the 2R, which was already here. So what I do is I scale a bit off depending on the level, but I think I did it here, I'm not too sure. And then I'm going to leave runners. So what happened? So this was the setup. Let's move it here. Price went, and actually it went really well. I think in just like 6 minutes, all my targets got hit. And I must say, hey, I have executions already on, but apparently it's not showing. Is it not showing because I'm in playback? I think that's the case. Okay, I can show it a bit later. Okay. So they moved in tandem, and I scaled most of it, I think last of it at 2.5R, which was here, and I'm happy with that. You know, it's if I can get one trade like this, then especially when they move so fast, I'm absolutely happy with it. So that was the trade. Could I have done things differently? My patience was good, my entry was excellent. So after this close I went in on the, so hardly any drawdown. I think what I could have done, I scaled, I think before here already. So this is a perfect level to scale my first position. And then I think this was a reasonable target, because once they go fast, also seeing ES. So I could have held on to my position longer. Let's see if it actually shows my executions. This is something I want to show. It doesn't. I'm not connected anymore. That's fine. So I can connect. I'm not well. Just believe me. I don't care. The best trade was here. So price was chopping. After open, it just did a 3-phased drop. It hit Asia low, but actually there were still some liquidity here. But hey, Asia low is good. And what happened? Let's just show this for focus. So I was watching this, and I think this was on the 1 minute. Yeah. So chop, and Asia was not taken. What you get then is like what I always do. There is a gap formed, and I pull it to the left if there is good support. And then suddenly price is being manipulated to the downside. So this is your clear manipulation. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. This is clear power of 3. It hit Asia level, Asia low, and for ES it did not, just barely missed it. Perfect. High time frame key level with an SMT, and I think it was also taking place in a really small 1 hour fair value gap. So this is absolutely A+, but I have a rule, and the rule says one trade only. So this I paper traded, and this was actually quite interesting. So what happens here? We have this move down, it forms a bottom, and then it starts crawling up. And what you can see, if I tick this, you can see that the top of the fair value gap is at 75.5, and this close, as you can see in the top here, is also 75.5. So normally you can say, hey, it did not close above, so why should you enter? Because 1 minute later you would already be too late. So that's a split-second decision you have to make. So I paper traded this live, and I decided on the spot I'm going to enter. Why? For a couple of reasons. It took out this level. It showed strong momentum. It also showed strong momentum after such a long run. There was clear liquidity, but most importantly the candle formation. So bullish, 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 bullish. So if there was chop like in the previous trade that I showed, I don't think I would have taken it, because then the chances of a move down first would be higher. Also, as you look at the candle, ES, even though it did not take out this level, was already above the fair value gap. So there was some confluence that price was willing to move up. I went here, let's say, entered my position. This would be full size position, and it just went absolutely crazy. So the RR here, depending on the gap, was also really good. So this would be my first target, and normally I target 2R. But why was it also for me an interesting thing to take? Because it is in favor of the draw. There is equal highs up here. There is a key level here. So, and it is in favor of the higher time frame draw. We're still in bullish territory, so longs are more favorable than shorts, especially after these 3 moves down. So there were a lot of confluences that would suggest that a long is absolutely the right way to go. So if I would have taken this trade, I paper traded it, which was of course easy to do. I would have gotten a 2R within 2 minutes, but actually it ran all the way up to this level, which is a 4.7, and almost to this level. Ultimately you had a 6.4R trade, which is absolutely ridiculous, especially seeing the time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 candles to get there. So that's only 11 minutes to get a 6R. Absolutely ridiculous trade. Love it. Unfortunately I paper traded. But this is the stuff that you look out for. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution, and all the high time frame things were in favor. So that was today's trading.